Namaste, beautiful friends. This is Elle with Sacred Union Spiritual Wellness. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, a special warm welcome to you. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you find something valuable here in this message. This is our weekly forecast starting on April 1st, April Fool's Day. Yesterday, if you celebrated Easter, I hope you had a wonderful celebration. I did. It was a lot of cooking, and so I didn't get to the weekly forecast, but I also wanted to shift into the April energy. So let's talk about this. Here are the decks that I'm using. I'll be using the Quantum Oracle, and I use the events, the people, and the energy from that deck. I don't use all of the suites from that deck. I also use the Energy Oracle. These two decks have a really good companion energy, and I like to use them together. I'm going to use the Rose Oracle. Haven't used that in a while. I use it in my personal readings, but not always in the readings for the weekly. The Sacred Traveler by Denise Lynn, love that deck. And then the Muse Tarot, which I love. There's a lot of feminine energy for me going on right now, so let's get started. So if you don't mind, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, it always helps my channel grow and helps get into the algorithm to get my messages to other people who like tarot, who might benefit from hearing some of these messages come through. So let's get started. I'm going to pull all three and then we'll talk. I think we saw this one recently, maybe last week. I think I've seen it in some personal readings this week as well. Okay. Yeah. We see these frequently. So that it's a reiteration for me that, this is still some lingering energy. Now we have the eclipse coming up on the 8th, and we know it's going to be a doozy. So let's see. Okay. This is a very similar reading to some of the readings that we've had in the past month. So for the people, friends and colleagues, this is like a celebration. But many of us are, I feel like many of us are shifting friendship groups. I feel like, sorry, the birds, every time I turn the lights on, it's like, we're going to talk. We're going to talk. I think they feel the energy. So the rest of the day, they're quiet. But I feel like the light workers are kind of coming together. So it's like, I think that the high frequency people are kind of being drawn to one another. People who have done a lot of their healing work, and I think the light workers are finding like light worker support groups within their friendship circles now. Anybody who's not resonating on your frequency or kind of in this lower vibe, your body is just rejecting that. So I think we have a new group of friends and colleagues. This could have been celebrations over the holiday, but it feels like you feel very connected to a certain group of people right now. Then we have this planning and action. This is the energy. So this might be your planning what your next step is. I think, I'll be honest, I feel like I'm on a pause. I'm waiting to see what this eclipse energy brings in. Maybe that's not a good thing, but I feel like there's going to be a shift. And so I'm just kind of like, got my spectator glasses on, and I'm like, okay, I want to see what's going on. I'm just staying really present in the energy and just kind of going, if I meet resistance, I just divert. So just kind of letting the energy guide me through this week until we get to this eclipse. But I feel like with the energy, planning and action this might be a time some of you are going to make this great big leap into something new. It may be that you get a creative, because we have this creative endeavor. And I know this really resonates with the reading I just did, but this is this might be something you feel extremely passionate about, that you're just like, I'm going to put all my energy into this. And so you may be quietly planning, maybe just kind of getting some preliminary ideas down. You might be keeping a journal, might be doing some research, but there seems to be some planning about this creative endeavor, and it might be that you're collaborating. I feel like there's a big collaboration energy, but it feels like other light workers. But let's look at the energy oracle and see what comes through. Women holding a coin, a number 42 card. Not only is she holding it, it's on display. Oh, an angel of strength. Rest and rejuvenation. Woman holding a coin, an angel of strength. Well, let's take a look at her first. She's obviously quite opulent, has a lot of abundance. But the part of the message is, it started out small. I started out with just one coin, started out not being very prosperous, but then obviously, there was great manifestation here, and, she was able to create, and that's this creative endeavor. Maybe this creative endeavor, even though it seems small and maybe it's not going to be profitable in the beginning, it's probably going to launch. Especially if it's something that you are meant to do or you're really passionate about. All right, the Angel of Strength. This reminds me of the Strength card, which is a Leo card. So it could be a Leo energy, somebody like being very courageous. This creative endeavor may be something just totally new, different. You may not have ever dreamed that you would be doing this, but it's almost like just happened. All right, let's pull from the Sacred Traveler. I did pre-shuffle, but I always like to shuffle for you. I just feel more confident in readings when I see them shuffle. It's just me. All right. Okay, so yeah, first light, beginning a new cycle. So this first light, this feels like almost the eclipse energy. It's like right after the eclipse happens, and I know that's not this week, and I know this is a weekly forecast, but it's a week from today. It feels like there's going to be that aha moment, that inspiration, the inspirational spark that you just were like, that's it. That's what I want to do. May have been something you've been ruminating on for a while. It may have been a childhood wish or dream, but something triggers this in you, and it reverberates through your body, your soul, your mind, your spirit, and you're just like, Eureka, that's it. And then along with that came out, you can overcome anything. So there will be some obstacles in your path as you embark on this creative journey, but you're going to be able to overcome them. It may be that you're, in the planning phase and you're like, this is in the too hard to do box. Don't give up. Don't give up. All right, let's put these off to the side and pull something from the Rose Oracle. Then I'll get into the tarot and get some detail for us as how this might come out for you. Right now, I'm feeling a very strong Leo energy. I feel Taurian energy with that woman holding a coin, some earth energy. Could be a Virgo. Ooh, okay, the child within. I was just thinking that when I said this could have been a childhood wish. A rose without thorns. And release the petals. Okay. Let me read these to you, just because they go so well together, and now I see why they all came out together. The child within, inner mother, innocence, gentleness, and tenderness. This is almost like a self-nurturing project. something you've always wanted, whether it's consciously aware of it or not. It just makes you feel like this is what I was meant to do since I was a child. Christopher Witecki calls it your golden egg project. And it feels like that's what's coming online now. And that's where this planning is. But then the rose without thorns, you have a right to your joy, peace, and sweetness in life. And you're going to manifest that through this endeavor. So this creative endeavor is what Christopher Witecki, the astrologer, would call your golden egg project. Now, we haven't talked about that in quite a while. Release the petals, transformation, death and rebirth, shedding, all change. This is going to transform your life. You will not recognize your life, let's say 2 years from now. I'm just getting 2 years from now. You're not going to recognize your life. You're just going to say, this is a totally different, I'm like somebody's going to start a yoga studio or, an art. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot in it. And this has come up in some personal readings too. So I know it's in the energy. All right, let's get the deck right side up. Let's pull some tarot and get some detail for you. This will give you possibly somebody you may be dealing with. It might be energies that you're going to face, and it could be just some information you need to know as you get started. And I'm feeling like it's just something you're mulling on right now, but I feel like there's not going to be any action until after the eclipse. That's why I'm feeling that pause energy. All right, let's see. Friends, colleagues, planning, action, creative endeavor. What in the world's going on for my friends this week? The Devil in reverse. I just put the deck right side up and now it's upside down. So I'm going to reshuffle. The Devil in reverse, that's why. We don't want any, that's Earth energy, Capricorn, Saturn. Check Saturn in your chart, but don't take this too seriously. I mean, play with it at first. Don't go off the deep end and invest your total life savings in, buying a coffee shop. Try something small on a smaller scale first. Do this in steps, in stages, and do it because it's something that you're passionate about, not necessarily something that you think is going to reap a great financial reward on the onset, because I don't have a feeling that it's going to. I have a feeling it will build. And if this is something that you're really connected to, and this is your purpose on, in your passion, then, the money will come. There will be an energetic exchange for your passion and your work. The world. I'm hearing the world is your oyster, and this is an opportunity. You may have to eventually maybe quit your job or do something that you're uncomfortable doing right now. Don't jump off the deep end. If you are in a position where you want to devote full time to this, and that's financially okay with you, then, that's something to consider. But I'm really getting the feeling, I'm just reading the energy, that this needs to go in slow stages. That's why this planning is important, because it just needs to kind of have some time to build and get some loft before you start to depend on it for your sole income. The Lovers. That's air energy. Mercury is in retrograde, as in 2 more hours. So maybe that's why the pause. It's not just the time to launch this. This is the planning phase, because don't like to start something new in Mercury retrograde. But I think the planning is the important part right now. And the Muse of Voices. This is the King of Swords. Another air card. So we have all three major arcanas from this deck, except for the King of Swords. And this is the decision making. Hold on, give me a second. This Mercury card has me a bit stumped, because Mercury to me is about communication, and it can be about ego. It's usually pretty swift moving, but it's in retrograde as of at like 6 o'clock today, and not quite 6 yet. But then we have the World card and the Devil card, both with heavy Saturn influences. I'm trying to think of what's going on with Saturn, because I know there is a conjunction coming up. Saturn can be about your routines and responsibilities, and you know, your day-to-day, how you navigate. But I'm really getting the strong energy of, I mean, we've got friends and colleagues and lovers. I feel like we've got the World card, which is, it's not so much to me an ending as it is the pivot point, is what I'm hearing. The pivot point. That's a lot of energy coming through with those major arcana cards. Let's get some more tarot. Yeah, I understand the Courage card now with the overcoming obstacles, and it's just kind of like, you know, you're going to have to work your way through this. But I feel like this month is the time for kind of planning, you know, writing out your business plan, securing funding. How are you going to, you know, what's the location? You might be scoping out some, you know, storefronts or shops or food trucks, or, you know, there's something. And I feel like the planning is the important part. But when Mercury goes direct sometime toward the end of the month, or at least stations direct, I feel like that's the time you're going to start to want implementing. But I feel like just the energy of, with this eclipse and this Mercury in retrograde, we don't want to start anything major, because it usually becomes very problematic. Awakening, another major arcana. That's a Judgment card. And to me, this is the fire in your soul. This is like, well, I've always wanted to do it. And at some point, you have, maybe through these readings, you sat down with yourself and said, what would I always want to do? If I wanted to manifest the absolute life I love, what would I be doing in that life? And all of a sudden, it kind of just awakened this spark, this inspiration in your soul, and you're just like, yep, that's it. That's my destination. That's what I need to do. And then you're in the phases now of implementing that. 9 of Materials. You got the woman holding the coin and 9 of Materials. Yeah, this is going to pay off for you. Now, again, you know, we don't make life decisions based upon tarot readings, and you certainly want to use your discernment. So don't quit your job, and, you know, because, you know, Elle said 3 of Materials. Yeah, there's that friends and colleagues. This might be a partnership with somebody. There's some sort of partnership, these friends and colleagues. We got the three of Pentacles and the 3. This is a 3 card. So it's almost like this is a collaborative effort. So So there may be, it may be you and your childhood friend, or it might be something that you've always wanted to do and you just happen to meet the right people now that are like, remember, we're attracting other light workers or like-minded frequencies, so that to give us the support through this very turbulent time. But I see how it's all coming together. I mean, it's definitely a cohesive reading. Page of Inspiration. Hello. There it is. This is it. And it's interesting because this Page of Inspiration card has a black cat, and the woman holding a coin has a black cat. Temperance, another major arcana. Temperance card being another fire sign energy, Sagittarius. It's temperance to me is just kind of having patience. So be patient. You know, don't jump the gun on this. I don't even know what that phrase means. A lot of major arcana here. So a lot of really potent energies. There's the Ten of Pentacles. We have the Nine of Pentacles here with the woman holding a pentacle, Ten of Pentacles. There's the reiteration and confirmation. This is going to work. Okay, here's the Ace of Voices. Ace of Swords. And I love the clarity. It's almost like the clarity. It's the clarity is, I always knew this is what I was meant to do. That's the statement. I always knew this is what I was meant to do. Okay, so Five of Pentacles and Queen of Cups. I feel like you may go out on a limb here. It feels to me that this kind of came during a dark night of the soul, or a time where you felt very isolated. And then all of a sudden you're kind of like surrounded by a new group of people. So that's the process of, as you ascend and you raise your vibration, your frequency, the people in your circle who haven't done that work, they just kind of fall away. And it feels like a lot of people fell away from you, and it was kind of a painful process. You started to feel like, what's wrong with me? And then all of a sudden you started to meet new people, new higher frequency people. And these are the people that are going to help and support you through this creative endeavor of yours. All right, let's pull a couple more cards and then I will close out this reading. So, because it's like 22 minutes. Nine of Inspiration. It's a Nine of Wands card, and that could also mean this might take a while, but I feel like it's already been a while. I think that's kind of a timing card. Here we have the Justice card. Justice being Libra energy, more air energy. You're really in the thinking, planning stages with all of this air energy. And it's another card of clarity and truth. And we have the Ace of Voices and the Justice card. This is your truth. This is what you've always wanted to do, whether you were consciously aware of it or not. So bravo to you to having the courage to follow your dream. All right, I'm going to leave it there. And I hope that you leave me a comment, like this video, and subscribe to my channel. I appreciate you being here, and I will see you in the next video. Hit that notification bell so you know when I post the next video. Have a wonderful week, and I will see you again soon. Namaste.